All right, picture this. The year is, say, 2026. A country is absolutely on edge. You can feel it. A huge political scandal is about to explode. And then, boom, it happens. A video just goes viral. I mean, it floods social media, your messaging apps, news sites. Suddenly, it's just everywhere.
And in this video, a politician is caught, well, red-handed. They're saying something totally damaging, maybe even criminal. You watch it and you think, okay, that's it, case closed.
But then, just a few hours later, the politician's team hits back. And they don't apologize. They don't even just deny it. Nope, they have a brand new defense. They say, that video, it's a deep fake, a total fabrication, an AI smear job. And here's the really scary part. That defense, it actually works. And not because they prove anything, it's because we're living in a world so full of AI that they don't have to prove it. All they got to do is plant that tiny seed of doubt.
Look, this isn't some sci-fi movie plot. This is a real political strategy, and it's happening as we speak. It's all built on a very convenient lie, and that lie, it has a name.
So let's get into it. Section 2, the liar's dividend explained. What on earth is that? Let's break it down. Okay, so this term was actually coined back in 2018 by two legal scholars, Bobby Chesney and Danielle Citron. And the liar's dividend is basically this. It's the benefit, the payout a bad actor gets just because deepfakes are a thing. So when real, damaging evidence comes out against them, they can just shout, deepfakes, and use all that public confusion to get off scot-free. And here's the key, and this comes straight from them. The whole point isn't to prove the evidence is fake, not at all. The goal is just to make everything messy, to muddy the waters, to create just enough doubt so that we, the public, just throw up our hands and go, who even knows what's real anymore?
And listen, this isn't just some academic theory. They actually tested this. A study in the American Political Science Review looked at over 15,000 people. And the results, they were crystal clear. Politicians who cried deepfake when damaging stuff came out held on to way more public support than the ones who just denied it or, apologized. That doubt, it has real value. That is the dividend.
But get this, there's a really interesting twist in that same research. Right now, today, the liar's dividend actually works better for things like text-based scandals. Think leaked emails or documents. It's like our brains are still wired to believe what we see with our own two eyes in a video. For now, anyway. But, and this is the big warning from the researchers, as that deepfake tech gets scarily good, that natural resistance we have, it's just going to melt away.
Okay, let's move on to Section 3, Kenya's deepfake dilemma. Because to see this whole thing play out in the real world, we don't need a time machine. We just need to look at what's happening in Kenya right now.
So a little context here is super important. It all really kicked off after those massive Gen Z-led protests back in 2024. After that, Kenya's social media just got flooded with deepfakes, and that perfect storm is what led directly to where we are today, a place where the liar's dividend is a very real, very active strategy.
And we're not talking about some grainy, low-quality fakes either. These are sophisticated deepfakes that get massive reach. I mean, check this out. One fake video of President Ruto seemingly resigning got over 1.4 million views on TikTok. That's before fact-checkers even had a chance to step in and say, hey, this isn't real. So what does that do? It basically trains the public to believe that anything they see could be fake.
So what you end up with are two huge problems that are totally connected. First, you've got the actual deepfakes, right? The fake stuff spreading lies. But then you've got the second, more subtle problem, the liar's dividend itself. That's when politicians use the fact that fakes exist as the perfect excuse to deny real videos that expose them. It's a really nasty, vicious cycle.
Which brings us to Section 4, Truth on Trial. Because where does this whole battle over what's real eventually end up? Yeah, the one place it absolutely shouldn't, a court of law. And the legal system in Kenya, and honestly in most places around the world, is just not ready for this. There are laws about evidence, written way before anyone was even thinking about modern AI. There's no official process for proving a video is real, no list of approved experts who can tell a fake from the real thing, and no clear rule on who has to prove what when someone just stands up in court and yells deepfake.
And don't think for a second this is just a problem in Kenya. Right here in the US, lawyers for Tesla actually tried to argue that things Elon Musk said in public shouldn't be allowed in court because, hey, they could be deepfakes. Now that argument didn't work. This time. But it shows you this is now a global playbook. The door has been kicked wide open.
So where is all this heading? That leads us to our final section, a future without proof. And yeah, it's building towards something pretty dark.
Let's just walk through the nightmare scenario, step by step. 1. A real crime is filmed. No question, it's real. 2. The defense lawyer simply claims it's AI-generated. 3. The court has no established way to prove it one way or the other. 4. Reasonable doubt starts to creep into the minds of the jury. And 5. In a system that relies on proof beyond a reasonable doubt, the guilty person walks free. The liar has just cashed their dividend.
And all of this leaves us with a huge, frankly unsettling question, one that every single society is going to have to figure out, and fast. In a world where any video, any recording, any piece of evidence can just be dismissed as a fake, what does it even mean to prove something? What does proof even look like in a world where seeing is no longer believing?